Yo, my people, welcome back to the channel. Hope you're good, hope you're well. It's Crystal Palace, it's the Emirates. But before we get into that, love for the love, I can never stop saying thank you. I can never stop saying big up. The community over here, it's special. I see all the love. It never goes under the radar. It's been overwhelming recently, especially. But yeah, listen, I just need to start with that. I can never stop thanking you. I can never stop appreciating you guys, girls, everyone out there that helps make this channel what it is, helps make the Big Six what it is, and has been helping make the Loose Cannons podcast what it is. Episode 3, nearly on 100K. By the time this video comes out, it might be on 100K. If it's not, help out. If you've watched it, click it again. If you haven't watched it, what are you doing? Make sure you subscribe, put the notification bell on, and yeah, let's get into it. Preview time, Crystal Palace, Emirates, and we have to start off with a bit of bad news. I usually start off with Arteta's press conference, and I'm doing this so late. Actually, you could say so late, or you could also call it so early. It's 5 to 4 in the morning over here, in the UK. It's been a long day, people. So don't ask why. You could probably see it in the eyes as well. But I've been committed to the match previews all season, so I'm going to remain committed. So again, even more reason to hit that like button to make sure you are subscribed to hype the video. Doesn't cost a thing. If you don't see that feature, don't ask me why, ask YouTube why. Go check on Google or something. I can't tell you. But like, hype, subscribe. And yeah, it's not good news. Gabriel hasn't trained since the win against Atletico. Obviously, he came off in that game. To be honest, I didn't know he came off with any particular injury. I was riding the wave of a great Champions League night. So until this press conference and until he was asked and questioned about team news, and we got the usual Odegaard, Havertz, Madueke still out, not expected to be back anytime soon within the next couple of weeks. But the big concern, Gabriel not training. And when you consider the press conferences are from Friday, I believe, having not trained for 2 3 days, it does look unlikely that he'll be able to play a part in this game. Listen, he's a beast. So, I wouldn't be surprised if he's on that starting lineup as well and just bounces back. But at the same time, this is why we have squad depth. I say concern with Gabriel because he is such a big player, not just defensively, offensively too. It goes without saying, this ain't rocket science. Gabriel is our most important player at this moment in time. But we've also had big injuries throughout this season. Our luck, I've mentioned a few of the names currently out. Saka and Saliba have had, um, games missed so early on in this season already. We're only on game week 9, you know. Another big player, but a player that we should be able to cope without, at least for the short term. And by the short term, I mean Palace at home. Fingers crossed he makes it. But if he doesn't make it, listen, we're going to do the lineup later. I'm going to give you my opinion on what the lineup should look like later. You can give me yours in the comment section below. I do scan through them. So I don't think, it's an injury that leaves me concerned about the outcome against Crystal Palace tomorrow. This is going to be a tough game, and I'm going to get into Palace too. I'm riding a wave at this moment in time, and the way we're playing, pardon me if it's a bit arrogant, that I expect to be beating Palace, regardless of, last season's result, 2-2 at the Emirates. We are currently in a very good moment, and, the longer we continue this very good moment, I expect to be looking back. If we do continue this very good moment, I expect to be looking back come the next international break and seeing a bigger points gap than we did this last international break. And if that very good moment continues, then Happy New Year. We'll be looking back, and I expect that the confidence that we might wrap up our first league title since 2004 is through the roof. But I'm getting ahead of myself. It's only game week 9. It's still October. Why am I saying Happy New Year? Riding a wave. Apologies, people. Even me, over the years, pessimist, negative. He doesn't support the club. Is he a real fan? I am, people. I have been my whole life. I have been my whole YouTube talking football career, and I am now. Yeah, it's just I finally believe. So yeah, sorry for getting carried away. The focus is Sunday, the 90 minutes, Crystal Palace, Glasgow. And like I said, they are a team that have got something about them. Not in the greatest of form. They haven't won in the last 3, but they're a good side. They got good players. They're a threat. They create chances. I think Glasner said in his press conference they got the highest XG in the league. Listen, I haven't fact checked that, and if it's not the highest, it might be in and around the highest. But I've watched enough Palace games this season to know they create a lot of chances. Last week they probably should have won against Bournemouth. It ended 3-3 with Mateta getting a hat trick. He probably should have got his fourth, but overall they should have won that game. Liverpool, they should have been 3-4 up in the first half. Yes, they won it in the end, but yeah, Palace have waves in games that we're going to have to contain. And we are the best currently in the world at containing, at controlling, at nullifying the stubbornness, the structure, the unit. So styles make fights in boxing. They also make fights in the football world too. You know, Atletico Arsenal, everyone expected a certain type of fight. It pulled out another. Palace Bournemouth, we expected the exact fight we got. This Sunday, Arsenal, as much as Palace might be the XG in and amongst the top of the league, I expect us to put it on them, get a few goals, and get the 3 points. Apart from that, from the press conference, Gabriel, news people, sorry, rambling on a bit there. Yeah, there wasn't much more to take. Hella questions about set pieces. Too many questions about set pieces. Off the top of my head, I remember Arteta saying, "I don't judge the game with open play and set pieces. I judge it all in one," or something along those lines. Usually I write down a few notes, people. Apologies. Like I said, it's been a long day. But yeah, I remember that quote, and he just kept on getting asked about set pieces in different ways. And I get it. You know, last season, maybe in and around the same time last season, I was probably, one of the ones concerned at that time that set pieces seemed to be, predominantly how we were finding success in terms of goals and chance creation. Fast forward a year later, I feel that we're in a different place now. As much as I think it's nearly 2/3 of our goals have come from set pieces, only 5 of our goals from open play. It just feels different because the attack, the transition, the chance creation, the shots on target, the shots full stop, it's all improved in the last 3, 4, 5 games. The last bit that needs to improve is the conversion. And I say that coming off the back of a 4-0 win against Atletico. So, we could say it's been improving, and that's evidence of it. Palace, let's apply further evidence come Sunday night, Monday morning, when people question if we can score from open play. But at the end of the day, like Arteta said, I look at it all in one as well. If we win the league and 2/3, 3/4 of our goals have come from set pieces, so be it. Shithouse it if you must. And I don't even call it that because we do play some beautiful stuff at times. We do. Yeah, we do. But I'm sorry, people. Again, getting carried away. Form wise, I just mentioned Palace. They haven't won in 3 games. They've just lost to Larnaca on Thursday, and it wasn't too long ago we was playing Thursday football, so we know the impact of playing on Thursday and then the weekend. So they played a strong team too. You know, a couple players rotated, but overall a strong team. I think Wharton played, Kamada played. I think Pino, and Mateta all started the game. So expect some tired legs, leggy legs, whatever type of legs you want to call them. Not fresh. Yeah, that's what I expect. Listen, their job is to nullify us. They're the away team. They scored 2 at the Emirates last season, and they deserved a draw. I think, come the end of it, off the top of my head, that was one of the games towards the end of the season when Champions League still was in sight, in and around the PSG games, I believe. Can't remember exactly, but yeah, we was yeah, we was on the ropes in terms of our squad at that moment in time. So I do remember a little bit of rotation as well, forced and manual. But yeah, form wise, aside from that, Palace, they're eighth in the league, 13 points. They've scored 12. They've conceded 8. I mentioned the no wins in 3, and I mentioned losing to Larnaca, a team from Cyprus. I'm from North Cyprus, the Turkish side, Larnaca from South Cyprus. The main airport in Cyprus is Larnaca. The Turkish side got an airport too, Ercan, but this ain't the Cyprus preview or breakdown. This is Palace. But yeah, it's always nice to see a team from Cyprus in European competition, regardless of which side they're coming from. Aside from that, form wise, looking at us, we're first in the league, 19 points. We know what it is: 15 goals scored, 3 goals conceded. Amazing across all competitions, not just Premier League. 3 goals conceded, 1 draw, and 8 wins in the last 9 since that Liverpool game. 6 wins in a row, all competitions. Sweet, sweet. Gonna get into some. Actually, before we get into the head-to-head stuff, let's get some fantasy picks in. We skipped the week, but BetMate is back. It's game week 9. It's Palace at the Emirates, and it's time to get our fantasy picks in. But before we do that, who are BetMate? Scan the QR code, click the link in the description. You can find that yourself. It ain't the bookies; it's against real people, and you can create your own private leagues amongst your own WhatsApp groups and play along with each other. Whether it's fantasy football, Survivor, which is their version of Last Man Standing, they've got a results-based league. You can do it all amongst your own community, amongst your own friends. But if you want to join my league for this weekend, game week 9 against Palace, free prize pot up for grabs, free to join. Why not? Follow the instructions, people. Let's get into it. Open up the app. It's there. You search pot code, type in Turkish LDN -08. There we go. And then you click view. And once you click view, you get this screen here, and we should all be used to this screen here. You pick your players. Goalkeeper first, Raya in. Makes sense. No need to make sense of it. Defender, come on, Gabriel, there, right at the top. Goal threat, Eze, come on, Palace. Gyökeres straight in. Let's get Saka in there as well. Now midfield, I need to pick one Palace player, but usually I go for a defender. I'm putting Rice in, and we'll go for a Palace defender. So Rice, there he is, and then let's put Munoz in there. It doesn't really matter. Fill out your bench from there, people, and once you do that, click save. Join for free. And once you get that green tick, Bob's your uncle, people. You're in. Your game, your week is in. It's selected. It's signed, sealed, delivered. If you want to take part, scan the QR code, click the link in the description, and let's get back to the video. There you go, people. Show BetMate some love. The QR code will still be on the screen. The links are still in the description and the pinned comment too. Create your own leagues. Join my league. Do what you want, people. Free entry. It's not the bookies. It's against real people, including me. Love for the love. Where was I? Head to head. Head to head. Last year I mentioned 2-2 at the Emirates already, but let's not forget the 5-1 mauling over there at their ground, December. Now, as much as it was a 5-1 mauling, Jesus getting 2 goals in that one after his hat trick in the week. Was there a hat trick in the week? I think it was 5 goals in 2 games, if I'm not mistaken. So yeah, Jesus 2 goals. Sarr got a goal for them. Havertz got a goal. I want to say Martinelli, and I can't remember the fifth. That's not in no particular order either. But yeah, 5-1. All I can really remember from that game is that's when our season was well and truly wrapped up. We was already behind Liverpool at that point. Again, off the top of my head, towards the end of December. Yep. And Saka's injury came in that game early on, first 20, 25 minutes. He went down, and that was it for 4 months. And obviously his return came just in time for Champions League. And, he pulled out a few performances out the bag, but it was always a stretch after that injury, the injuries we had in the January we didn't have. Yeah, let's not get back into that. But yeah, that was our results against Palace last season. We beat them away from home. We drew at home. It's time to turn that one around, like we turned around the Fulham result from last season, like we turned around the West Ham result, the Newcastle result from last season. Simply a coincidence that all 4 of these games have come back to back. But after losing to Liverpool, these games, couldn't come quicker for me. These international breaks at times, even though Turkey have done their thing in the last one, have felt like a chore because Arsenal are just so good at this moment in time. I want to see more. Lineup, Gabriel being the major concern, I'd say, without training, leading up to the weekend, it's a stretch. So I'm going to leave him out of the thought process. And I'm going to say Raya in goal, Timber, Saliba, Mosquera. He came on for Gabriel in the Champions League. I did flirt with the idea of Calafiori, but I put Calafiori left back. Reason being because I'd like to play Calafiori left centre back and Lewis Skelly left back, but at times I could see them both in the number 10 position and us being caught out on the counter somewhat. So for me, Mosquera goes in next to Saliba. He can play there. This whole thing about left-footed centre backs, right foot. Mosquera, Saliba, Gabriel. I'll give it to you. With left-footed centre backs, I do think they do suit the left centre back role. But any top centre back should be able to play both centre back roles, regardless. And if you have to play the one that doesn't suit you at times, you got to make it work. People, hundreds of grands a week are dropping into accounts, you know, across North London. If you've got to play left centre back and you're right footed, so be it. So for me, Mosquera comes in, Calafiori left back, Lewis Skelly done his thing. I think he was a bit rusty, but he pulled out that beautiful moment to remind us, to remind everyone what he's about. You know, we've all got lost in the Calafiori sauce this season, and I'm not saying that's a bad thing. What I'm saying is Calafiori has pulled out performances to get lost in. But Lewis Skelly on the cusp, playing for England, you know, here and there, got his chance, pulled it out the bag, and yeah, unfortunately for me, it just doesn't suit a combination of Calafiori, Lewis Skelly from what they bring. Let me know if you think otherwise. Midfields, same midfield, Zubi, Rice, Eze. It was more of a double pivot against Atletico, in my opinion. But listen, double pivot to three in a 4-3-3 is, or 4-2-3-1, 4-3-3 is very flexible. So yeah, that's the three in midfield. Probably picks itself. And up front, Saka, Gyökeres, and Martinelli, who deserves another start. Beautiful goal against Atletico Madrid. Beautiful finish. Tucked it away. Hopefully he kicks on, because that left-hand side is still very much open. Both Martinelli and Trossard, they've had their standout moments this season, really coming off the bench, adding that extra layer when we need it. Who is standing up to be counted when starting in that left wing position? Up until now, no one, neither, in my opinion. But coming off the back of the Atletico game, when Martinelli gets the goal he did, kick on, Palace, let's go again. Martinelli will be up against Munoz, who loves to attack. So the space will be there. Martinelli's job, help defend, because Munoz loves to bomb up and down, especially with Calafiori, who also loves to bomb up, down, left, right, shaking it all about from left back to right midfield to number 10. You know, he's all over the gaff. But also to try pin Munoz back, and more importantly, capitalize on the space in behind. And with the goal, with the performances off the bench this season with Martinelli, this is a big chance for him to hopefully get another goal. I'd love nothing more for Martinelli to get a goal on Sunday. Fuck it, let me predict it. Actually, let me not, because every time I predict Gyökeres to get a goal, it just doesn't happen. It just doesn't happen. So I'm not predicting any goal scorers this weekend. I'll make a prediction, but no goal scorers. I don't know what's going on this season, but yeah, Martinelli for me starts in that left wing position. And the key threats, I mentioned one with Munoz. He is a key threat in my opinion, but the attack, Mateta, Sarr, Pino, they're lively. They got quality. Pino hasn't got off the mark this season in terms of goals, but Sarr's got 3 in the league, joint with Gyökeres. Mateta's got 5 in the league, coming off the back of a hat trick against Bournemouth. Should have been 4 for him and 4 for Palace. But, you know, it's something to contend with. And then obviously in midfield, listen, Kamada's a good player, but Wharton, yeah. The midfield battle, we win that, we win the game. As usual for us. That's what it's been. The midfield, the defense, the unit, the structure. That's the platform. It's the attack that needs to start, you know, putting the recently created chances to bed a bit more, so Mikel can stop being asked about set pieces, and maybe us as fans can stop being asked about set pieces too. Because I speak for myself, but I do think I speak for a lot of us. None of us give a shit how the ball goes in the back of the net. We're top of the league. It looks like we're going to do it. So be it. Give me a set piece goal every single game until the end of the season if it means we're winning the league. Deal. Shake on it. But yeah, hit the like button. Make sure you are subscribed, people. That's the lineup. That's the key threats on Palace. Go bet, make some love. The QR code is still on the screen. Free to play, free entry into my league, free prize pot. But you can also make your own leagues, people. It's multiple games too. I'll get into that at a later date. But show them some love. Show me some love. Show the video some love. Like, hype, subscribe. Give us your predictions, thoughts, lineup. What would you do with Gabriel out? He might be there, but I'm going to work from no training, big concern, on to the next one. And the next one being Brighton, Carabao Cup after that. You can chill there too. You can chill there too. But we'll talk about that when we need to talk about that, people. Love for the love. I'm out. Peace.